Hola todo, hi all. Today, hoy tenemos, we have another lesson in Cognados, Falsos, Siete, and no parte cinco. In this series, again, I haven't done this one of these since September. It's getting warmer out, so I like to sit outside and do some translations. But ironically, I sat inside and did some translations today. But just for reference, there is no part 5 to this, simply because I just forgot cinco. Disculpe me, excuse me, you excuse me. 5, I forgot you. Forget en espagnol, j'oublié, I forget. En français, je ne sais pas, je no sé en espagnol. So, but I'm not gonna, the reason I didn't just correct it on my YouTube, just change the titles, because these are in order on here. So there's just no part 5 in this. So again, sound cognate versus a visual cognate, words that look the same or words that sound the same. Visual cognates don't even kind of exist to me, because you're gonna people are gonna learn to speak before they're gonna learn to write. First language you learn to speak first. So I only go off the sound cognate, because most people who are looking at visual cognates and saying these words look alike because of the letters, they can't pronounce the words. So that's really want to focus on your pronunciation first. I haven't spoken Spanish since then, so hopefully my pronunciation is good. But today, first, and again what I've done is I've just gone through and I looked up all of the words in English and in Spanish, dictionary definitions, and tried to see where, again, there's more context, less context, why these native speakers pair these words to call them cognates. So, and again, that's how anyone would learn a word, right? I'm learning English, I hear a word, if you're a native speaker, you're going to have enough context to mostly figure out the meaning just from when it's used. But if you didn't know a word, you would look it up in the dictionary. So I just take the word, look it up in the dictionary, and then I'm going to compare it to what they have on this sheet. So first up we have parientes versus parents. Parientes goes literally to relative and relation. And for the notation, I'll say semicolon if it's a limited definition, if it's well associated, if it's well established. That's what the semicolon in the dictionary means, versus then I'll say ... if there's no semicolon, or if it's just an open-ended definition. But ente goes to entity, and it's parientes. So pariente, relative. This is relative to that. This is a relation to that. Padres goes to fathers, literally fathers. It's padre con s. Parents and folks. Parents goes to padre y madre. Relatives goes to relativo, plus some more definitions. On here they have parientes goes to relatives. Agree, but it's more of the base of ente, entity, and an S on the end of that. And then they have parents going to padres, and I agree with that. And literally it's just, again, male dominated, padre with an S, con S. Next we have pinchar versus pinch. Do I think parientes and parents are sound cognate? Nah, I'll give it a C. C of the cognates. How relative is it? Pinchar goes to prick, comma, to puncture, semicolon, plus more what I have contextual verbs, just other verbs that have other relate to other definitions. But apun yalar, alar nal yarlar, apun yarlar. And they had one with inyectar, y provocar. Sorry, my handwriting's pretty shit. Sorry, I said a swear word. Oops. But as always, again, all of my videos are not made for kids. They're shown to the kids too. The kids need some good swear words. They have peyizcar, to pinch, ... puncture, to pincharse. Again, the say, the reflexive verb part is in parentheses in the dictionary, semicolon. Pinch, go then in the context of squeeze with fingers. Peyizcar. Sorry again, just haven't spoken Spanish in a while. And then they have another definition. To squeeze tightly, to hamper, is Apreitar, plus 5 contextual verbs. And then prick goes to parentheses puncture, pinchazo. Pinchazo goes to acción de pinchar, action of pinch, not pinching. I do think it's a visual cognate. Action of pricking, more so than puncturing, but pinchazo. It's another kind of word that came up. So, where is it on here? Pinchar, they have to puncture, I agree, but it's really to prick. To pinch, and again I dropped the twos, just because contextually I'm just looking for the meaning of the verb or the word. Pinch, pay, yizkar, I've not seen the double L, E's, EZ, IZ in a while. But where do I think that comes from? Again, just prick, like to prick, to puncture. Not really sure what the etymological roots would be on this one. And I do think it's a pinchar, pinch. I do think that's a sound cognate, A- of the cognations. Pretendar versus, no, not pretendar, preservativo versus preservative. Preservativo goes to condom, ... open-ended. Conservante goes to preservative. Condom goes to condón, comma, preservativo. Preservative goes to conservante. Rubber, slang, English use, rubber means condom. And in the dictionary, rubber in the context of condom goes to condón. So obviously I think condón is more of a cognate, visual and sound to condom. So preservativo, again, you gotta preserve the retention of your load. You gotta put that away. So just again another contextual use that is solidified from common speak. But again, there would be, if you said preservativo, I'm sure somewhere before in the conversation you're not thinking you're going to put preservatives or condiments on sex. I don't know. Maybe you're using some condiments. Who knows? But I really think the more direct translation of condom is condón. Entonces tenemos, then we have pretendar versus pretend. Pretendar goes to sostener, tener, to have, having. It says to claim, comma, to purport, semicolon. It has a direct phrase, al trono, to pretend to the throne. Fingir, or I didn't even read what they had for the last one, but for the conservante, that's where the preservative English to Spanish on here goes to conservante. So I didn't even say that explicitly. But pretendar, so to claim, to report to the throne. Fingir, parentheses, sorpresa, to feign, semicolon. Attaque, sorry, I really went to French there. Al corazon, an attack to the heart, to fake, semicolon. Pretend in English, and parentheses, make believe. Hacer de cuenta que, doing from count that. In the context of count, or not count, this is the definition, cuenta, count. Calculate, semicolon. And then parentheses, the feign goes to fingir. Try goes to, in the parentheses, attempt, tratar de, comma, intentar, semicolon. In the context of test or taste, probar. Aspire goes to aspirar, ... and then aspirar goes to breathe in, to inhale, semicolon. Aspirar, to aspire to. And so on here they have pretendar is to try to aspire to pretend, fingir. And so I think the etymological root here is pretend. It's used in a lot of English context. We do have pretendar Altrano, literally dictionary goes to pretend to the throne. So then you have feign in English is to fake. So fingir to me implies more emotion of intention. Again, I'm gonna fake something, right? You can play make believe as a child and you're pretending to be a princess or a king. It's not ill intended. So make believe and then pretending, again fingir I just think has more negative and intention attached to it. And that's probably it there. Two more. Entonces tenemos. Then we have quitar versus quit. Quitar, do I think pretendar versus pretend is a sound cognate? Give it a C. Visual conduct, cognados, C. Quitar, una mancha, to remove. Yo no sé mancha, did not look it up. Semicolon, plus two take contexts. Dejar goes to parentheses, abandonar, no comer, comma, legar. And that's again literally what's coming directly out of the dictionary. So abandoning, not eating. Legar, yo no sé legar, to leave. Semicolon. Plus two context verbs. And again, when I'm saying these things in any dictionary, any definition you look up, and there's another verb in parentheses, again, it's another context of when those words are used together. And so we've talked about that before. But they do have to let go. A job is dejar. Quit. To a competition, a competición. Abandonar, semicolon. Parentheses, a place, irse de, going one from, salir, exiting, leaving, salir de. So I thought that was interesting, irse de, going one from, literally. Remove, parentheses, an obstacle, remover, semicolon, parentheses, take away, comma, take off. Quitar. Take in English, parentheses, carry, llevar, semicolon, plus literally half a page in the dictionary. So I'm pretty sure this cognate comes from the English word take. Llevar goes to transportar, to carry, to take. So I'm pretty confident the English take here is where this is coming from. On here they have quitar, to take away, to remove, and to quit is dejar. But again, abandonar, I think that's the more general verb here in Espanol. But they literally do have dejar, to let go, or is to quit or something. So again, another thing directly in the dictionary that I don't know how people call this stuff false cognates. It's literally one-to-one in the dictionary sometimes. And our last one today, we have real versus real. Real, in the context of verdadero, parentheses, verdadero goes to real, comma, actual. So there's again another dictionary definition saying it's real is not real, and you look it up and it says it is. Semicolon, del rey, royal. Real del rey, verdadero del rey, truth from the king, real from the king, actually from the king. And then they had semicolon, fairground. So I thought that was interesting. Real has some ways of fairground. Verdadero goes to true, comma, real, open-ended definition. Real goes to real, comma, verdadero, semicolon. Royal goes to real, and semicolon, true goes to verdadero. Then I just have real as emphasis. Soy una real jefe. I'm a real jefe. I'm a real boss. A jefe to me slang is cabeza, head. I'm the headed snake. But I'm a real N-word. And I'll try not to use the N-word too much in this series. But I'm a real N-word. I'm a real, right? English emphatic. You're not saying, no one's sitting there, if you said that to somebody, no one's sitting there like, oh, I was pretending, imagining that you weren't real physically, right? So it's an emphatic, I'm serious. Real Del Rey, seriously, from the king. No, this isn't speciality, this isn't exaggeration, this is real. And so I think that's where the etymological root of why this is called a cognate is the emphatic use of real in the English language. There you have it. There is another Spanish language, and I will see you next time on Cognados, Falsos, Ocho. Adios.